Hello guys, good morning. Welcome back to another countryside vlog. My good name is Haoma_KE. So today I started the video here in the farm because my farm manager woke up very early in the morning while it was still raining, and he started harvesting our maize from this other end of the farm because we have two sides of the farm that has maize. And because it was raining the time that he was harvesting, he decided to just harvest it completely whole. Then later on, we are going to remove the maize from the coverings of the maize, and then we are going to let it dry. After we are going to shell it. So that's the reason why you still see them like this. So when I woke up, I decided to help him out on this other part of the farm that he had not cut all the maize stalks, because we are going to prepare our land immediately after we finish the harvest. It's going to be dug so that we start planting for the next season. Most of the farms here have already planted. I think I'm one of the few farmers that are still to plant for the second season, but it is still time because most of the farms here plant between August and September. By end of September, you're supposed to have planted for the second season. So my farm manager is on the other side of the farm, also just harvesting the other side of the farm. And then because it's still very early in the morning, the kids are still asleep. Later on, I know they are going to join in because they always love peeping in and seeing where mom has gone. So welcome. Feel free to comment if you haven't liked this video yet. Please like my video and also drop your comment just to support the channel. So this is the other side of the farm where my farm manager headed on to, and you can see he decided just to remove all the coverings of the maize from the cob. So that's why I said in the beginning of the video he had just harvested just like that because it was still raining. So the kids are up and they're here in the farm, so they are helping out in removing just some little maize that were left from the stalk, and also removing the maize completely, shell the maize out. So that's what we are doing today. So maize is a staple food here in Kenya. So we use maize to cook foods like githeri. So githeri is a mixture of maize and beans. And also we use maize and turn it to flour or flour. And then we cook it with ugali. Ugali is just a mixture of flour and then with water. And that is it. And then we eat it with another accompaniment like vegetables or meat. So that's why you see most farmers here, we always plant maize in our farms. So I just took some little break. I did not know when each and every person of my family took their breakfast. So everyone took their breakfast at their own time, but I decided just to make some, to give them some popo because I had this popo. I bought it the other day, so it has been here and it's also ripe. So I'm just going to prepare it and then give it out to my kids so that they can also take some little break to have something. And I will definitely save the seeds of this pawpaw because it seems to be a very sweet pawpaw. And the way it has ripened, it seems to be a very good breed of pawpaw. So I'll dry it up and then plant it immediately so that I can have so many pawpaws in my farm. Currently I have only 3 trees, but I wish to have more so that we can enjoy here pawpaw in our farm. So let's enjoy our little break of taking our pawpaw, then we can continue on with the farm. So the pawpaw was very sweet, and my last child Elsie really loves food, so she doesn't choose what to eat. But Myla, the second one, is a choosy. So also even the pawpaw, she always asks if it is sweet or not. Sometimes she takes it or not. So let's enjoy, and then later on, because the weather is changing a lot, today is a very gloomy day. So I'm going to just rush here in the farm so that we can finish up with picking the maize that has been harvested, so that we can save also on time, and they should not be rained on, especially today, because chances of rotting will be very high. Myla loves doing very easy and things that she cannot get tired. So she eventually dropped the maize side and decided to come here so that she can harvest the seeds, the jute leaf seeds. So it's also okay because she's still doing something. So we are almost done with this part. So after I'm done with this part, I think we'll have rest for the rest of the day, and then I think the next harvest we are going to finish it later on. If you're a farmer, you know the last part of farming is always the hardest, because that is when you're supposed to really take care of your produce, the harvesting, the drying, and also the storing of your cereal or your harvest. So this is the most important part, because you can decide to manure your crops, and then they grow really well, they produce really well. But when it reaches this other part of the of taking care of your crops, you fail, and that is when you get losses. So we are done with removing this part of the farm, removing the maize from the farm, which is the most important part, because right now I can, if it starts raining, the only thing I can do is just cover it up. So that is the safest thing I can do to our maize. But this little one decided to start playing with water here, but it's okay. So we took lunch because the weather was changing. We took omena and ugali, and later on, because I realized it was starting to drizzle, I decided to just cover the maize up so that tomorrow I'm going to finish up with the other side of the farm. So this is the next day, same activity. We are still left with the other half of the farm that we are yet to harvest. Our farm manager harvested just a little bit of it and then he left. So because he has not yet arrived, we decided just to start. When he arrives at any time of the day, he'll just catch up with us. And this is the side that we are dealing with today. We are only harvesting the maize because of also saving time, because if we do like we did yesterday, it is almost double work. So as you can see, it's already harvested. Most of it we have already harvested it, so we decided just to divide the work. So when some are harvesting the maize, I'm also here cutting the maize stalks. I always do this because the person that will come to dig the land, it will be easier also for him when he comes. So that's why I always make sure that I remove the maize stalks from the farm. Today we just prepared very simple breakfast, just tea and bread, and that is it. So when that moment comes, we are just going to take tea just here in the farm, because there is no time to go back to the house and start sitting down to have some tea. No. And because we are the ones who are at a loss, the moment we delay a lot, our maize will spoil. As you can see, the maize is very dry. So when it is being rained on, it will start rotting. So my son eventually brought me tea. I was super tired at this moment. I didn't have strength even to walk to the house and have even water. So they decided to just bring me water and also tea so that I can take my tea here in the farm. So one of my subscribers said that when you call your land farm, it means it's a very huge piece of land. But I don't know. Me, I always say farm because I believe here we say farm when it has been planted something. And especially if it is maybe a huge piece of land, a quarter, a half, an acre of land, we say farm. That's my thinking. I don't know if I'm wrong or right. So that's why I always say in our farm, in our farm. I believe if you say land, it means you haven't planted anything on that piece of land. That's why we say piece of land. A piece of land can be even acres of land. But when you plant something in that land, I believe it's better when you say farm. I don't know if you can correct me in the comment section and tell me how you say, because me, I believe saying farm means it has some produce. So we eventually managed to harvest this other side of the farm. And at this time, we were super tired. Everyone was really, really tired. So that's why you can see most of us. I think I was remaining with only me and my son. The others were completely tired. So we are done, and this is what we've harvested in our two sections of our farm. And I am that one person, when I start something, I have to finish it no matter what. Until I finish it, that is when I can rest. So this is amount of maize that we've harvested. So I think 2 days later, I think on a Saturday or Friday, I'm going to get a guy that is going to start shelling the maize for us. We use the machines to do it, because I can decide to do it manually, which will take a lot of time, and also we do not have time to do that. So I'm just going to bring the machine, and then it will shell all the maize, then later on we are going to dry it. So after we finished our maize section, we took lunch, and then I took a very long nap. I think for around 2 hours, because we were super tired. So I woke up and then went to the market, got some fish for supper. And so also I want to harvest just some collard greens that we have on this other section of my kitchen garden, so that I can prepare supper. So if you've watched this video till the end, continue watching, because this other section of the video, we are just going to be cooking our supper. And because it's been a long and tiring day, a good meal is enough for us. So that's why we are taking fish, ugali, and some collard greens. So don't go anywhere, just stick around and see how I prepare my fish and also my ugali. I'll also be picking some spring onions, but I'm still enjoying the other harvest of our red onion. So I'm just going to pick some just little spring onions. And the moment I uproot, I always love just picking the leaves of the spring onions. But today I'm also uprooting. And the moment you uproot, just plant one extra, so that you can have constant supply of spring onions in your farm. So that's what I'm doing right now, and later on we'll start cooking. The weather today decided just to be too gloomy. We've not had sun for the rest of the day. Until evening, even yesterday, we didn't have sun completely. We've just had this gloomy weather, very cold. But here in Bungoma, it's always not very cold. Even if you see the skies are dark, there are no skies, you'll never see uh, it is always not cold. I always love removing the stems of the collard greens completely. Maybe because here we are used to having to harvesting our own collards, so we do not eat the stems at all. So I'm just going to remove the stems and then start with the cooking. So I decided to buy fish that has already been fried in the oil, so that it can also save on my time, because I do not have time. We've been in the farm for the whole day, so there's no time to start shelling the fish, removing the scales of the fish, and then cleaning it and then deep frying it. So what I'm just doing is just frying the onions. I've used both the spring onion stems and the red onions that we've been enjoying since we harvested the other time. So also the tomatoes, and now the spring onion leaves. I always love when I put my spring onion leaves, they do not cook with the onions because they'll start burning. And also the spices that I'm using, we ground the rosemary leaves the other day, so that's what I'm using. And the curry powder, the mixed spice curry powder, that's what I'm using. So that's how I cook my fish. I do not like a lot of spices. Later on I'm going to put some royco because it has almost all the spices in it. So our tomatoes are well cooked, so it's time to put our fish. So I'm just going to put it directly and just turn it just once so that it can get all the spices up, and also the bottom, the other side. So that's just how I do it my way. Just tell me in the comment section how you cook your fish. If you're able to understand how I have cooked mine, please let me know in the comment section. So after it has boiled a little bit with the water that I had added, I'm just going to add some royco. Royco is a Kenyan spice, so most of the families here use some royco, and it also has so many spices inside, so it brings out different flavors in your food. So that's what I've added here in the fish, and then let it just cook a little bit, and then I'm going to add some milk, just a little bit, for some good taste. If I didn't have the coconut cream. If I had the coconut cream, I would have added it here, but milk is just okay. So I'm also going to get some mint. I've never added mint in my fish, but today I just want to try it out and see how it will turn out. So I always have mint here in my farm. So I'm just plucking it, and then I've washed it, and then I'm just going to put it directly, and then put the fire off, and then cover it just to have that smell. That's how mint is. I do not believe mint should be cooked a lot. So that's what I've done. And after my fish is done, I'm going to cook ugali. I know so many people here in Kenya know how to cook ugali, so I'm not going to show the whole process. Just a little bit of it for my few subscribers that are not Kenyan, and then we are done. So ugali is a mixture of flour and then water, just like that. And then you let it cook for some time. After some time, you'll realize it is well cooked, and then you remove it from the fire. So our supper is done, our ugali, and then some fish, and then with the collard greens. If you have watched this video till the end, thank you so much. Be blessed. I think I will end this video from here. So thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye bye.